kids Friday night. I tell you what, that was in my looking back over my coaching career, that was a game that I'll never forget. And again, our kids made plays down the stretch and against a really good football team in Bremen. And I can't say enough. We had a great practice today, and I talked to the kids a long time after practice about all the little things that we did that we improved on from the previous weeks, from just penalties to turnovers. We had one turnover, but really didn't affect us, to just making some plays in key points in the game and taking advantage of opportunities when they came, and momentum swings and how we handled them, both good and bad. And again, just so proud of our boys for the way they fought against a really good Bremen team Friday night.
Absolutely. I mean, that was a really good team, and they had that impressive spread offense. We were talking about the quarterback earlier. I mean, they were a very well-coached, confident team. And
they came in, and Coach Russell has done a great job with that group of kids, and I think they had 35, 36 seniors, and really, really confident, as the word you use, which is describes them. I mean, they were the number 3 team in AA, and had some big wins against Cedartown and 4A school, and against a win against Rabun County, who played for a state championship last year. So, they came in a lot of confidence, and it was a hard-fought physical ball game right up until the end. And again, there was a lot of big plays and throughout the game on both sides. But before we really start breaking down the game, I just want to, and we always talk about this each week, Miss Maria Harris and Gretchen Floyd from Blessed Realty provided our pregame meal, and it was really good. It was chicken and rice and green beans, and it was a really good meal. And I want to say thank you to Miss Harris. It was good to see her. I haven't got to see her in a long time. And Mr. Kenny, he used to help me do a lot of work in the concession stand back during the basketball games. And so that was really a kind of a special reunion for me to get to see Miss Harris, and she means a lot to me and my family. So I really a big appreciation for providing us with that pregame meal Friday, and again, that kind of kicks off the night, and from there we had a lot of good things happen to us Friday night.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you what, we'll take a real quick break before we delve too much into the game, and we'll thank some other people and talk about some of the goings on here at Callaway. So we'll take a real quick break and be back here at the Keel of LaGrange Coaches Corner, the Callaway edition here on Eagle Sports.
Hey, it's T.O.D.D. Todd Parrish with Keel LaGrange. The playbook of savings is set, and we are gearing up for a great season. We have touchdown deals you don't want to miss out on. Get ready to tailgate in your brand new 2019 Kia Sorrento LX for only $24,988. Stop by and meet the All-Star Savings Team at 1217 Lafayette Parkway in LaGrange, or view our complete inventory online at KeelLaGrange.com. Help support your local economy.
Stop number 110917. Price plus tax, second title. See Kia LaGrange for complete details.
At Wellstar West Georgia Medical Center, we believe teamwork makes all the difference in your health. We believe that skilled people can achieve higher standards and exceptional results. We believe in a game plan that's focused on patient safety and quality care. At Wellstar West Georgia Medical Center in LaGrange, we believe in life well lived. To learn more about award-winning healthcare, visit wellstar.org/WGMC.
Let me ask you a question. What do you see when you look at your car? Do you just see taillights? Or your dog's tail wagging when you first brought him home? Do you see 4 tires or 2 tired kids in the back seat after their first day of school? Other insurance companies just see a car, but a State Farm agent sees what your car really means to you. So why not give it the protection it deserves?
Your State Farm agent is Matt Orr on the square in downtown LaGrange. Deciding to sell or buy a home is a big step. To make sure it's the step in the right direction, choose the person best qualified to handle your real estate needs. Joel and Rob Upchurch have been breaking sales records every year since 1997. They truly are the real estate leaders in West Georgia. So take a step in the right direction. Contact Joel or Rob Upchurch at RE/MAX Results, because they are dedicated to results and converting transactions into relationships.
Now back to the Coach's Corner live at Johnny's New York Style Pizza on Eagle 102.3, WLAG 96.9 FM, 1240 AM, and online at eagle1023.com.
And welcome back to the Key of LaGrange Coach's Corner, the Callaway Cavaliers edition. I'm Shay Spencer here with Coach Pete Wiggins. And a couple of things we wanted to mention before we delve too much into the ins and outs of the game is, well, it was also recreation night. We had some recreational football players there, about 30 kids that came out to the game Friday night. We really appreciate them supporting us. Other things that we got going on in Callaway, we got the softball team starting their regional tournament play this Tuesday. And also on Tuesday, we got the volleyball team is playing their last regular season home game. That's tomorrow at 4:30, again 4:30, 5:30, and 6:30 against Bremen and Talbotton. And that is also seniors night, so come out and support our seniors for that. And then looking ahead till next week, we got the homecoming parade. Next week is homecoming week. Homecoming parade will be on the 10th. That's a Wednesday in Hogansville, and that'll start at 7 o'clock for next week. But we'll talk about last week first. Against Bremen, we were talking about what a confident team it is, how good they were. They had an excellent senior class, well coached. Why don't you run us through some of the things that you liked seeing from our boys Friday night?
Well, I want to start with our offense, and I'm going to go through offense, defense, and special teams. But, going into the game, we knew that it was going to be tough, and we really challenged the kids at practice. We had a pretty tough week of practice, and we pushed the kids hard, and just in the preparation, watched a lot of film, and so we had a lot of things to improve on, and we had a lot of things that we knew that we had to do well in order to have success on Friday night, and I felt like it paid off. I mean, the practices, obviously they were difficult last week, and we pushed the kids, and they responded, and I challenged several different groups on the team, and I'll start with the offensive line. Really challenged those guys going into the game about their being physical and against the Bremen front, and their front three were really good players, and their linebackers were good players, and they gave us a lot of looks, and there was a lot of stunts and different formation from a defensive standpoint that that we had to block and deal with, and I felt like the guys played extremely well up front, and anytime your running back rushes for over 300 yards, and he's obviously Tank's a super talented young man, there's no doubt, but it all starts up front, and those guys, KJ had his best game of the year. Adrian Porter played extremely well, and I want to say, just thinking about Porterhouse all week, he lost his grandma last week, and so he had a tough time with that, and he's in our prayers and still is. And
that's a good kid too. He's a great kid.
He's a great kid, and Keyshawn Cameron did a great job Friday night. Tate Johnson, Austin Thomas. Austin's kind of light in the pants, but he plays really hard, and all those guys, they really had a good game, had their best game of the year, and we had 19 pancakes on the night, and against a good team, and as the game wore on, particularly in the fourth quarter on that last drive, I think we had 12 running plays in a row, and it just, you could tell we were really leaning on them, and the momentum had really swung to our side, and we really, sealed it right there at the end. But I thought Jacob Freeman did a great job leading the team. He had some, they hit him, and it was a physical game, and he did a good job reading, making a lot of good reads on several of our calls, and he threw the ball well. And again, he did a good job. He's a great competitor, and had a lot of composure Friday night. And
I will ask, how's his finger doing? I know he had a little
X-ray today. But it's not broken, so that's good news.
Absolutely.
And then Tank Bixby. Tank had over 300 yards rushing Friday night, and he had some big runs. And but I mentioned that offensive line earlier. Tank could be the first one to say what a good job they did, and so big night for him. And then our receivers, I think Coach Donay does a great job with those guys, and our tight ends, Coach Boatman. But we really don't throw the ball a whole lot, but they do a good job of blocking down the field. And I think that's not talked about enough. But Blunt did it. He had a really good game for us. He played a lot of corner and receiver, and he was physical and really set the tone for us on the edge. So, offensively, we had I think 2 drives that one that we punted on, one that we had a turnover, but for most of the night we moved the ball pretty well, and so I was proud of those. Coach Napier and the offensive guys did a great job preparing our kids for the game Friday night. And switching gears to our defense, going into it, knew their quarterback was a talented kid. I've seen a lot of film on him from last year, and they went 11-2 last year, and they lost to Calhoun. They were in AAA, and they lost to Calhoun in the regular season, and then they lost to Lovett in the quarterfinals last year in AAA, and that's 2 as good a teams as there are. Yeah. And and then they had all their kids back, so we knew going into it, not only would it be a talented team, but it's a team with a lot of experience and had played in a lot of games. So. Defensively, it was a big challenge for us, and I thought their coaches did a good job putting them in good situations. They'd line up and call a play based on our defense, and I thought they did a good job with that. But as the game wore on, though, we made some plays. Our defensive line got some pressure on the quarterback that we might not have gotten early, and it made him get rid of the ball quicker. We had some big stops, big hits on the running back, and on the back end of our defense, Dre Towns made a big play in the fourth quarter that they were driving, and he slapped the ball out of the receiver's hand, and it really was a play. It was on 4th down, and it was one of the plays of the game for us. But up front, our defensive line, I thought those guys played hard, and they've gotten better each week. I'm really proud of them. Trey Hurd, big night. Tyreek Andrews might have had his best game. Destin Patrick played really well. Comadre Bray, he played well, and Comadre's he's a kid that gets better every week, and he's been in multiple positions throughout his career. He's played receiver, he's played tailback, he's played outside linebacker, he's played safety, and we finally get him at defensive end of all places, and he really doesn't look like a defensive end, but he's the fastest kid on our team, and he's getting better each week. He's understanding just angles and understanding the defense, and it seems like he makes a big play every week. But he had a field goal block and then another pressure that caused a missed field goal, and that was a big part, and that really kind of leans into special teams, but their kicking game's as solid as any kicking game, kicker that I've seen. I mean, he was kicking it in the back of the end zone every time they kicked off, and so to block a field goal and block a PAT, and we got pressure on another one that caused a bad kick. That was some big points in the game, and so leaning on over into special teams, I felt like our kids did a great job. Hunter Williamson did a good job kicking. He made a big field goal, a 28-yard field goal early, and he was successful on all of our PATs. He did a good job kicking. There was one time that we didn't cover very well, and it was there. We just didn't make a tackle, and they had a big return. But on his punt, we wanted him to kick it away from their punt returner, and he did that, and it went out of bounds. So Hunter had another big night, and Destin snapping the ball. Destin Patrick does a great job snapping, and a lot of times that's overlooked. You don't ever notice the snapper until there's a bad snap.
It's a bad one, exactly.
And so he's doing a good job with that, and I was really proud of our special teams. I thought that we covered well, other than one kickoff, one kickoff, and obviously on kickoff return we didn't have an opportunity because he was kicking it out of the back of the end zone each time. But Quay Hines did a nice job returning punts, and I want to go back to Quay Hines because Quay played a lot of snaps on the offense running the ball. I don't know what his total was, but he had some big carries. He would come in and spell a tank, and he had some big carries for us, and then he had a really good job, or did a good job on the defensive side as well.
Yeah, great game all around. We'll touch more upon how well we played and also looking forward to this week against Lamar County. But right now we'll take a real quick break on the Key of LaGrange Coach's Corner here, the Callaway edition on Eagle Sports.
Hey everyone, this is Richard Cates, the General Manager with Nissan of LaGrange, and it's that time again. It is back to school time. I wanted to personally wish each and every student a very happy school year. I also want to thank all of the instructors and faculty for their incredible work that they do in shaping the minds of our future generations. What you do on a daily basis deserves incredible recognition. On behalf of Nissan of LaGrange, have a great school year.
There's a secret to beating injuries or ailments. Get the right team. Emory Southern Orthopedics' well-trained, experienced doctors, nurses, and staff are that team. These teammates listen and understand your specific condition and provide high-quality hometown care that will get you back into your game. For more information about Emory Southern Orthopedics team, visit www.southernorthopedics.com. Have you gotten your flu shot? Now is the time. Holmes Pharmacy is a place to get your flu shot. And if you have insurance, it could be free. So don't wait. Drive right up to Holmes Pharmacy and get your flu shot today at Commerce Avenue in LaGrange, inside the Piggly Wiggly at Lee's Crossing, and in Hamilton. And if your doctor feels you need a high-dose flu shot, Holmes Pharmacy has you covered.
Hi, I'm Perry Prather, pharmacist at Holmes Pharmacy. We have your flu shot ready. So come see me or any of my fine staff at Holmes Pharmacy today.
Deciding to sell or buy a home is a big step. To make sure it's the step in the right direction, choose the person best qualified to handle your real estate needs. Joel and Rob Upchurch have been breaking sales records every year since 1997. They truly are the real estate leaders in West Georgia. So take a step in the right direction. Contact Joel or Rob Upchurch at RE/MAX Results because they are dedicated to results and converting transactions into relationships.
Now back to the Coach's Corner live at Johnny's New York Style Pizza on Eagle 102.3, WLAG 96.9 FM, 1240 AM, and online at eagle1023.com.
And welcome back to the Key of LaGrange Coach's Corner, the Callaway edition. I'm Shay Spencer here with Coach Pete Wiggins, and we were just talking on the break about the complexities of that offense from Bremen and you having to adjust to it. And there was one particular person that kind of came up that we wanted to highlight real quick.
Telly Fannin. Telly Fannin has played excellent all year, but I think he played his best game Friday night. Bremen, they do a lot of stuff, and their offense is complex. I mean, they change the play a lot. They give you a lot of formations, and it presented problems. I mean, they formation you into bad situations, good situations for them. But I thought Telly Fannin did an unbelievable job all night. His effort was high, and he's just a great leader on our team. And right now he's our leading tackler, and he just keeps week in and week out. I mean, he's 160 pounds, and he plays inside linebacker, and he's just wins the crowd every week, and again the kids follow him, and it's all about his effort. He's not really that much of a vocal guy, but his leadership is in the effort that he displays on that field each week, and not only on the field but at practice. I mean, he's each week he comes into practice on Monday and he's gimpy. I mean, he was limping today, but he never misses a rep, and just a great leader. And you're talking about a young man that's had 2 ACL surgeries. And, I mean, most people wouldn't come back after that. Right. They wouldn't be able to physically. But he's had 2 ACL surgeries, and just week after week plays inside linebackers at a really – he's light in the pants to be in the trenches. And, again, I'm just really proud of his leadership and attitude that he brings each week to our football team. But, on the defensive side, I thought that I mentioned Dre Towns earlier. He played – we moved him to corner to match up with their receiver. They had a 6'5" receiver that we just felt like we needed to put a bigger guy on for most of the night, and we did, and I was really proud of Dre. He did a good job with that throughout the night, and Coach Hubbard, rode a lot of guys throughout the game, and we really played hard, and again, I don't I told the coaches that night that I don't know if the kids realize just how big a game they just played in, and really special. You know, Bremen had a huge crowd there. There was a lot of expectations on both sides, and again, I think it's a game that they'll remember for a long, long time.
Yeah, the fans traveled really well, and I felt like, and we talked about this earlier, that this was kind of our first complete game. We played good 4 quarters, less penalties. It was really strong on every side of the ball.
I think that's a good comment. I think it's the most complete game that we played, and we had 1 turnover, and you know, our kids handled it. We turned the ball over on our own 30, and you know, it didn't affect us, and we kept them out of the end zone. They didn't score, and that was a big stand, and it was a big test of the kids' character. And you know, you mentioned just far as penalties, I think we might have had 4 penalties on the night, might have been 3. So one thing that we really worked hard on was not jumping off sides. And in every game film that we had, each team that they played, they jumped off sides. They draw them off sides a lot. Yeah. So we really worked hard at that all week. And I mentioned earlier it was a tough week of practice. Well, we made it tough on them, and they responded. I mean, during the week, if they jumped off sides, they ran, or they belly flopped, or whatever the repercussion was. And again, I think the kids responded to that, and you know, they just preparing for it mentally going in was, I think, a big part of the success that we had, and I just can't say enough about their effort throughout the game.
Absolutely. It was a well-earned victory last Friday. The kids played well, Coach. Congrats on that. It was an excellent game to watch. A lot of fun to be there. We're going to take one real quick break. We'll be back, and we'll look forward to the game this Friday at Lamar County. Stick around. We'll be back.
Hey, it's T-O-double-D, Todd Parrish with Key LaGrange. The playbook of savings is set, and we are gearing up for a great season. We have touchdown deals you don't want to miss out on. Get ready to tailgate in your brand new 2019 Kia Sorrento LX for only $24,988. Stop by and meet the All-Star Savings Team at 1217 Lafayette Parkway in LaGrange, or view our complete inventory online at KeyLaGrange.com. Help support your local economy.
Stop number 110917. Price plus tax, second title. See Key of LaGrange for complete details.
At Wellstar West Georgia Medical Center, we believe teamwork makes all the difference in your health. We believe that skilled people can achieve higher standards and exceptional results. We believe in a game plan that's focused on patient safety and quality care. At Wellstar West Georgia Medical Center in LaGrange, we believe in life well lived. To learn more about award-winning healthcare, visit wellstar.org/WGMC.
State Farm, Kathy here.
Hey, it's Mike. My team just pulled off the biggest upset ever.
Nice, Mike.
And some fans are getting crazy. They even flipped over a car.
Whoa.
Turns out it's my car, though.
Oh.
But I don't want to be upset right now. I want to know State Farm's going to take care of this, right?
We got you covered, Mike.
Yes! Woo!
Go with the one that's here to help life go right. State Farm.
Your State Farm agent is Matt Orr on the square in downtown LaGrange. Deciding to sell or buy a home is a big step. To make sure it's the step in the right direction, choose the person best qualified to handle your real estate needs. Joel and Rob Upchurch have been breaking sales records every year since 1997. They truly are the real estate leaders in West Georgia. So take a step in the right direction. Contact Joel or Rob Upchurch at RE/MAX Results, because they are dedicated to results and converting transactions into relationships.
Now back to the Coach's Corner, live at Johnny's New York Style Pizza on Eagle 102.3, WLAG 96.9 FM, 1240 AM, and online at eagle1023.com.
And welcome back to the Key of LaGrange Coach's Corner, the Callaway Cavaliers edition. I'm Shay Spencer here with Coach Pete Wiggins. We've recapped the Bremen game and what an excellent game that was, an excellent opponent, excellent everything. And yet this Friday, Coach, we are at Lamar County.
Well, it's a big road game. We'll have to go over to Barnesville Friday. We need the red and black shirts in the stands. It'll be a tough atmosphere. It always is. A lot of tradition at Lamar County. So anyway, we need everybody to come over to Barnesville Friday night, and we had a really good day of practice today in preparation, and I think it might have been the best practice of the year today, and we actually got off the field early, and that's a good sign. The kids were really crisp today. They were bumping around, and we ran our sprints really well at the end, and so I'm so proud of the guys. It's a good feeling, and got some bumps and bruises right now, but right now we're pretty healthy, so should be good going into it. Want to say thank you to everyone involved in making Callaway football successful. Our administration, our faculty and staff, our student body, Miss Sheila always doing just going above and beyond. And Miss Sheila, I think she left the gym Friday night like at 1 o'clock, and she always puts in a lot of extra time, and when we're in watching film, and I just again I appreciate her. James Moon, for all he does as far as the setup of the pregame meal and then the postgame meals, whether it's on the road or he does a lot of work that people don't know, and again I appreciate Mr. Moon for all he does as far as making Callaway football successful.
Well, I tell you, Coach, it's a lot more fun being a part of it when you're on a winning team. Mm-hmm. I can tell you that it's a lot of fun to watch, and it's a lot of fun to be a part of. And I'll even say this, after a victory, especially like that one, there's a lot of levity in the building. The players are a little happier, and it just makes the whole place feel a whole lot better.
Well, I'll always say this, a school's atmosphere weighs a lot on how the football team's doing, and I believe that. And I think that a lot of successes that we've had at Callaway High School, I think has a lot to do with the football team's success, and I believe that with everything I got. And again, I want to say thank you to all those involved with making our kids successful, and Coach Justin Williams. He works really hard with our kids from an academic standpoint, and I appreciate the work that he puts in and week out.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, we are, like you said, we are at Lamar County this Friday. Hopefully we can get all those red and black shirts out as we take on Lamar County as an away game, another regional game. Hopefully the boys will play as well as they did Friday night. Thank you for joining us here for the Key of LaGrange Coaches Corner of the Callaway Cavaliers edition. I'm Shay Spencer signing off with Coach Pete Wiggins here on Eagle Sports.